Again, we're going to move on to the dermis of the skin. And the dermis is made of a papillary layer, which includes capillaries. And the capillaries, oh, also this is the dermis area, this right here, all throughout here. Oops, right here, all throughout here. So the capillaries right here give nutrients to the stratum germinativum layer of the skin. And the dermis also includes the hair follicle, which protects the skin and the body from dust and outside objects. It contains the sebaceous gland, which keeps the skin moist. It contains receptors, which sense heat, cold, pain, itch. What else? Heat, I might have already said that. Also contains, let me see, arterioles down here actually, and arterioles dilate when there is excess heat that needs to be released from the body, and it constricts when the body is cold and needs to conserve heat. And it also constricts when the body goes through stress and blood needs to be transferred to the vital organs of the body. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Oh, and also there are sweat glands, which help release excess heat from the body through fluid. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. I may not be missing anything else, so I'm gonna move on. Sorry, this is out of the view. Okay, underneath this is the subcutaneous layer of the skin, and that is all right here. And the subcutaneous layer is made of areolar tissue and adipose tissue, which you can see here in the white, all throughout here. Sorry for covering. The areolar tissue is made of cartilage and elastic fibers, and these two things allow for the skin to stretch and recoil. So overall, the areolar tissue contains a lot of white blood cells, which fight against pathogens in the body. And oh, you know what? I forgot about that. I don't know if I'm gonna go back really quick and talk about the Langerhans cells, which are these here, and they oh my gosh, I already said this. Okay, I just thought I missed it, but I'm gonna say it really quick. These phagocytize foreign objects in the body. I might have already said this, but this is again part of the stratum germinativum. It just came across my mind and I thought I forgot it, but I'm gonna go back. And I was talking about the areolar tissue in the subcutaneous layer of the skin. And so it has elastic fibers and cartilage, which allow the skin to stretch and recoil. And it also contains white blood cells, which fight against pathogens. And it also, the main function is to connect the skin to the muscles. Also, there are we already said areolar, but the adipose tissue here is in charge of storing excess heat in the body, in fat. Not excess heat. It's in charge of storing excess energy in fat. And it is in charge of insulating the body during the cold, and it can produce heat. It is in charge of it incorporates appetite as well. And let me see if I'm missing anything else. I may have gotten everything in there. And yes, I'll leave that at that for the adipose tissue of the skin. Next, I'm going to move on to a disease of the skin called eczema, which is also known as atopic dermatitis. Eczema can be caused from a few different things. It can be caused from wide junctions in the keratinocytes, and this is also a disease of the epidermal layer of the skin. So if there are big junctions in the skin, it allows for leaking of the inner fluids to the outside of the body, and that's because that epidermal layer is weak, and if it was strong, it would have tight junctions in the keratinocytes. Something that is also a factor in this is allergies. So someone might be allergic to eggs, fish, dairy, pollen in the air. There are different allergic reactions that can happen, but eczema is one of them. And if they are allergic to this and they also have the weak epidermal layer, which can cause leakage, it can also altogether cause a rash throughout the skin, which is very itchy, and it can cause a really horrible cycle of scratching. And then once you scratch, you can damage that layer, sometimes break the skin, and when you do, the body will scab. And once it scabs, it still continues to itch, and then people continue to scratch, and then it scabs again, and they scratch, and it bleeds. And I know this personally because I have a family member who deals with this, so I've seen it firsthand. But it can really only be healed through discovering what those allergies are in the body and how to stay away from those in order to allow the body to heal. So to rebuild that epidermal layer of the skin. So here we have someone dealing with the scabs here around the face and neck, and also on the arm. Also causes a lot of inflammation. You can't see because it's a black and white picture, but there's a lot of redness as well. That concludes. I'm trying to make sure, yes, I said my name and the date. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.